Hello and welcome back to the Health All Day channel. Do you ignore these signs? Your liver could be in danger and have a profound impact on your health. We spend so much time taking care of so many things, but sometimes we forget about the essential, our bodies. And look, I'm not talking about exercise or diet. That's important, of course, but the way our body works from the inside. It sounds crazy. But the truth is that we often only realize that something is wrong when we're already feeling the signs. But those signs can be very subtle. Have you ever noticed this? Constant tiredness that you think is normal, a slight ache there, another here. Does it seem silly? What I want to show you is that paying attention to what your body is communicating is the key to avoiding major problems. That's why throughout this conversation, I'm going to show you how little signs that you probably ignore may be trying to alert you to something important. It's not to scare you. It's to help you take better care of yourself. Are you curious to know what these signs are? Then let's continue, because what follows is essential for your health. Follow along with me. Have you ever paid attention to the color of your stool? Yes, I know, it may not be the most pleasant subject, but believe me, it can tell you a lot about your liver. Light-colored stools can be a sign that something isn't working properly inside. Normally, the liver produces bile, which helps digest fat from food and gives our digestion a good boost. Bile is also responsible for giving feces their color, that typical brown hue that everyone knows. Now, if you notice that your stools are lighter, a kind of beige or even gray color, this could indicate that your liver isn't producing bile as it should. Or even worse, there may be a blockage in the bile's path to the intestine. And that's not a good sign, you see. Often, this symptom can appear in a subtle way, somewhat unnoticed. But this is the kind of thing you can't ignore. Got it? If you notice this happening frequently, it's time to sound the alarm. Another important point is abdominal pain or that feeling of bloating. But calm down, the most important thing is to be aware and, when you notice anything different, go to a specialist to find out what's really going on. Next, we'll talk about another symptom that also deserves a lot of attention. Shall we? Have you ever noticed how your vision is at night? You know when you're driving or walking in a poorly lit place and it seems like everything is a bit blurry, hard to see? This can be more than just eye strain. Difficulty seeing at night is one of those signs that we usually ignore, but which could be telling us something about the health of your liver. That's right, the liver. The liver plays an important role in the metabolism of vitamin A, which is essential for eye health. Without enough vitamin A, your vision, especially at night or in darker environments, begins to fail. How interesting is that? If you start to notice that it's harder to drive at night or that you need more time to adapt to the dark, you should pay attention. This could be your body telling you that your liver isn't processing vitamin A as it should. A lack of vitamin A can also affect other aspects of your vision. You may find your eyes drier or even more sensitive to light. Sometimes people think that these symptoms are just a result of age or accumulated tiredness. Do you understand how one thing is connected to another? The body is a perfect machine, and when something doesn't go well, it tries to compensate in other ways. And there's more. Shall we continue? Now let's talk about some very visible signs that your body may be giving you, but that we sometimes don't notice. These are physical signs that may indicate that your liver isn't working as it should. And look, these signs are there in your body, trying to warn you. We just often ignore them. Let's start by talking about jaundice, that yellowish color that appears in the eyes and on the skin. This can be quite subtle at first, but it's a clear sign that something isn't right. What happens is that the liver may not be able to filter bilirubin, which is a substance that stays in the blood, and when it accumulates, this yellowish tinge appears. You see, it's not just tiredness, it could be the liver asking for help. Now, another sign that many people don't think could be related to the liver is spots on the skin. These spots, known as liver spots or liver spots, can appear mainly on the face and hands. And no, they are not simply sunspots or age spots. If your liver isn't working properly, it can end up accumulating toxins that are directly reflected in your skin. Have you ever thought about that? Another important point. Swelling in the legs and ankles. Fluid retention can be a sign that the liver isn't filtering the blood properly, leading to a buildup of fluid in the body. Then you get that feeling of heaviness in your legs, especially at the end of the day. And of course, many people think it's just from standing up all day, but the liver can be involved too. Now let's talk about itchy skin, which is another sign that often goes unnoticed. It may seem like just an allergic reaction or something, but when the liver can't process toxins properly, they can accumulate in the body and cause itching. And this itching can be constant, that annoyance that doesn't go away easily. So, did you see how these signs are all connected to the liver? Now let's talk about some signs that are more visible, and people often don't notice them. Changes in the skin, nails, and even urine can be indicators that the liver isn't working as it should. And look, these signs may seem subtle, but they're like little alarms that the body gives out. First, the skin. If you notice your skin turning yellow, it could be a sign that something is wrong with your liver. This yellowing happens because of a buildup of bilirubin, which is a substance that the liver normally processes. Another sign to look out for is persistent itching. And I'm not talking about just any itch, that kind of itch that seems to go on and on. This could be related to bile not being filtered properly. The liver becomes overloaded, and as a result, bile accumulates, irritating the skin. So if you notice this, it's a wake-up call. What about your nails? Are they getting weaker, brittle, or even with white lines? Yes, this could be related to a nutritional imbalance caused by a malfunctioning liver. This organ is responsible for metabolizing nutrients, and if it's not working properly, your nails can suffer the consequences. It's a small detail, but it can reveal a lot. And the next point I'd like to mention is urine. Many people don't pay attention to the color of urine, but they should. If it's darker than normal, like the color of tea, this could be a sign that the liver is in trouble. Darker urine is caused by excess bilirubin that the body can't eliminate properly, as the liver is overloaded. So next time, take a look, because this could be an important sign. We also need to talk about another physical change that may seem less common, but is very relevant. Spots on the skin, especially on the face. This happens because the liver isn't being able to remove toxins as it should, and these toxins end up manifesting themselves externally. The skin is the body's largest organ, and when the liver fails, the skin often reacts. These signs, which seem small or even normal, could actually be telling you something very important about the health of your liver. And remember to always seek medical advice first. And stay until the end for tips on how to look after your liver. Now, if you want to protect your liver, there are some actions you can start taking right now. The first thing I always say is, pay attention to what you're putting into your body. And it's not just about alcoholic drinks. It's also about what you're eating. Look, processed foods with lots of preservatives and artificial colorings, all these things overload the liver, and over time, this can lead to serious problems. So what should you do? Well, tip number 1 is simple. Drink water. That's right, something as basic as staying hydrated helps the liver filter and eliminate toxins more easily. And look, I'm not talking about drinking soda or box juice. I'm talking about real, pure water. That makes a huge difference. Another thing, and this is fundamental, reduce your sugar intake. Sugar is in practically everything these days, but the truth is that too much sugar can cause fat in the liver. And this, over time, can lead to very serious illnesses. So the next time you eat that candy or drink a soda, think about the impact it's having on your liver. It could be the difference between having a healthy liver or not. And here's one last tip, but a very valuable one. Include more antioxidant-rich foods in your diet. I'm talking about fruits like blueberries, leafy greens, nuts. These foods help the liver fight excess free radicals, which are substances that damage our body's cells. So the more you eat this type of food, the better your liver will work, and you'll feel the difference. Of course, these are practical actions, right? Simple things that anyone can do on a daily basis. But if you're already feeling signs that something isn't right, it's important not to wait. The sooner you act, the better for your body. Let's talk about something that can really make a difference to your health. Healthy habits to prevent liver problems. And look, you've heard that prevention is better than cure, right? This has never been more true than when it comes to the liver. And I'm going to show you how small changes in your daily life can make a big difference. Everyone knows that eating well is good for you, but the question is, what does eating well really mean when we're talking about liver health? Well, avoid those overprocessed foods full of trans fats. You know those quick and ready snacks? Yes, they may be convenient, but they're real poison for the liver in the long run. What you really need is to focus on whole foods, rich in fiber and antioxidants, such as fruits, vegetables, and grains. One thing many people forget is the power of lean proteins. White meat, such as chicken or fish, is always a good choice. But you can also vary it and include vegetable sources, such as lentils, chickpeas, or tofu. This gives your liver a rest, because these foods are easier to digest and don't overload it. Speaking of overloading, do you know what really overloads the liver? Alcohol. We're not going to pretend that we've never had a glass of wine or a beer, but the point is, moderation is everything. The liver can process alcohol, but in large quantities it wears out and over time can lead to serious problems. So that old drink in moderation tip is no joke, you know? Physical exercise is another crucial point. Taking a walk every day, going for a bike ride, or even dancing, anything that keeps you moving will help your liver work better. When you exercise, you improve circulation and help the body eliminate toxins more efficiently. Now for an important tip. Get a good night's sleep. That's right, that good night's sleep is more important than you might think. During sleep, the body recovers, and the liver is no exception. So if you've been sacrificing hours of rest, thinking you can make up for it later, it's time to review this. Quality sleep makes a difference, especially when it comes to preventing liver disease. And you know about drinking lots of water? It may sound basic, but hydration is essential to help your liver filter out toxins. A well-hydrated body has an easier time keeping the liver healthy. So staying well hydrated isn't just for your skin or your kidneys. Your liver will thank you too. So we come to the most important part. What are you going to do with all the things we've talked about? Look, knowing things is great, but what really counts is putting them into practice, isn't it? Your liver, and your health in general, depend on your daily choices, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Small changes make a huge difference. Another thing we've already mentioned that bears repeating is alcohol. If you have a drinking habit, do it consciously. So if you can avoid one too many drinks, why not do it? Your health is worth much more than that fleeting moment, isn't it? What I want to tell you is that, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your health. No one else can do it for you. So, after everything we've said so far, the action is in your hands. Your liver will thank you, that's for sure, and you don't have to wait to start. How about today? Wait a minute, don't leave just yet. If this content has boosted your knowledge, just imagine what else we have in store. There's no end to quality content. If you enjoyed this video, it doesn't hurt to leave a like, subscribe, activate the little bell, and comment. Tell us what you thought, which part surprised you the most, or even your questions. It's quick and really helps the channel grow. We love chatting with you. Oh, and don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel. There's content on healthy eating, exercise, mental health. It's a complete package to keep you up to date. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. See you next time.